Namaste everyone. Welcome to the first lecture of surface area and volume. This is Rajesh, and in this lecture we will see the syllabus of the chapter and we will revise some formulas which we have already studied in our 9th standard. So let us start. First we will see the syllabus of the 10th standard. Surface areas and volumes of combination of any two of the following: cubes, cuboids, spheres, hemispheres and right circular cylinders or cones. So in 10th standard we are going to see the combination of any of the two solids which we have already understand in the previous standard. Second topic is frustum of cone. We will see what is frustum of cone. This is a new topic. Then we have problems involving converting one type of metallic solid into another and other mixed problems. Now here again the problems with combination of not more than two different solids be taken. So at the max two different solids are combined. Now let us revise different formulas. First take cuboid. Now cuboid, you can see this is cuboid. It has length, breadth and height. Now in cuboid we calculate lateral surface area. Now what is lateral surface area? The area in which we do not include top and bottom area, or we can say that the area of all four sides is lateral surface area. So you can see here length into height will give me this front area. Similarly back area is also length into height, and the two sides areas are breadth into height, right? So the formula for lateral surface area is 2 times LH plus BH. I can take H common, so it is 2 times L plus B into H. Now this 2 into L plus B is base perimeter. You can see this base perimeter is 2 times L plus B into height. So lateral surface area you can either use 2 times L plus B into H or base perimeter into height if base perimeter is given. Now total surface area. Total surface area is 2 times LB plus BH plus LH, length into height. This is our total surface area. And finally volume is length into breadth into height. So in total surface area we have included this bottom and top area in the lateral surface area, and volume is, again you can also say that this is base area, that is L into B multiplied by height. Okay, let us move to the second solid, which is cube. Now cube is a special type of cuboid in which length, breadth and height all are same. So in case of cube, lateral surface area is 4 times A square. Total surface area is 6 times A square. That is, I have total 6 surfaces with the same area: front, back, 2 side faces and top and bottom. So total surface area is 6A square. And volume is again base area, that is A square multiplied by height, that is A. So volume is A cube. Now let us discuss cylinder. In cylinder we have curved surface area which is 2 pi RH. Now this 2 pi R is this base perimeter into H is height. So base perimeter multiplied by height gives me curved surface area. Total surface area. In total surface area we have this curved surface area plus area at top and bottom, which is pi R square. So I have total surface area is equals to 2 pi RH, which is curved surface area, plus 2 pi R square. I can take this 2 pi r common. So when I take 2 pi r common, I have 2 pi r in bracket h plus r. And volume is pi r square into h. Now pi r square is again the base area multiplied by height. So total surface area, curved surface area, we can say that base perimeter into height, and volume we can say that base area multiplied by height. Hollow cylinder. This is hollow cylinder. Hollow cylinder is what? You can see this diagram will clearly indicate how the hollow cylinder looks like. So you will find that inside is empty, right? So in hollow cylinder we have inner radius or inner diameter and outer diameter. So here let us consider inner radius is r and outer radius is capital R, and height of this cylinder is h. So if I calculate outer curved surface area, it is 2 pi capital R into h. Inner curved surface area is 2 pi small r into h. Now total curved surface area, it is 2 pi capital RH plus 2 pi small rh. Curved surface means the area which is curved in shape, right? Okay. Total surface area, if we take, it is curved surface area, right? Plus you can see this part, this is a circular part, right, having some thickness. So how we can find this? We can find this by taking outer area which is pi capital R square minus subtracting this inner area which is pi small r square. So I have this area on this side as well as on the back side. So I will say that 2 pi, now 2 pi r square, so that pi I can take common. So 2 pi in bracket r square minus small r square. This will give me total surface area. So for hollow cylinder, the total surface area is total curved surface area plus cross section area, right, 2 times, because one on, we can say that at bottom and one at top, or one at front and one at back. And volume, we have pi capital R square h minus pi small r square h, right? From this outer volume, I will subtract this inner volume. Both are cylindrical in shape. So outer volume is pi capital R square h and inner is pi small r square h. So this is the formula for volume of hollow cylinder. Now let us discuss about cone. For cone, if radius and height is given, so first we will calculate the slant height. Now the formula for slant height is root r square plus h square. We use Pythagoras theorem to calculate this slant height. Once we know the slant height, we can find curved surface area in case of cone, which is pi rl. And total surface area is this curved surface area pi rl plus area at the base, which is pi r square. So total surface area is pi rl plus pi r square. Now here pi r we can take common. So if we take pi r common, it is pi r in bracket L plus r. And volume, it is 1/3 of pi r square h. Now this pi r square h we have already learned as volume of cylinder. So the volume of cone is 1/3 of the volume of cylinder. Right? Okay. Now let us see a sphere. For a sphere, the curved surface area and the total surface area are same because all the areas are curve only. So the total surface area is 4 times pi r square. Volume is 4/3 pi r cube. Now we are not interested in derivation of these formulas, so we are just going through the formulas and not discussing anything about how they come. Now let us take hollow sphere. Hollow sphere means here we have cut and shown the two parts, but for hollow sphere, this is like this is closed one. We can take an example of tennis ball. Tennis ball is a hollow sphere. Now for hollow sphere, let us consider inner radius is small r and outer radius is capital R. So the curved surface area. Now in case of hollow sphere, we can only see the outer area. So for curved surface area, we will take the outer part, which is 4 pi capital R square. If they ask us for inner, then in that case we will say that it is 4 pi small r square. Otherwise, curved surface area means outer curved surface area only. And volume, it is again the volume of this whole sphere minus volume of inner sphere. So it is 4 by 3 pi capital R cube minus 4 by 3 pi small r cube. Now 4 by 3 pi we can take common, and it is 4 by 3 pi capital R cube minus small r cube. Hemisphere. If we cut the sphere into parts, two equal parts, we will get a hemisphere. Now for hemisphere, let us take radius as r. Then curved surface area. For this hemisphere, curved surface area will be 2 pi r square, and total surface area will be 2 pi r square plus this top circular area, which is pi r square. So total surface area is 3 pi r square, and its volume is half of the volume of sphere, which is 2 by 3 pi r cube. For hollow hemisphere, we have again two radius, one small r, which is inner radius, and capital R, which is outer radius. You can see this indicates how the hollow sphere is in practical life. Now inner curved surface area, if we find, it is 2 pi small r square. Outer surface area, curved surface area will be 2 pi capital R square, and for total surface area we add inner curved surface area plus outer curved surface area plus area of this surface, which is pi capital R square minus small r square, and the volume is 2 by 3 pi capital R cube minus 2 by 3 pi small r cube. So again 2 by 3 pi we can take common, it is 2 by 3 pi, in bracket we have capital R cube minus small r cube. Now frustum of cone, this is a new topic which we haven't discussed so far. So what is frustum of cone? I have this cone. If I cut this cone with a plane parallel to the base, then the base portion which I get is called frustum of cone. Now if you take this top portion, it is again a cone with reduced height, but if you take this bottom portion, it is not a cone. This is called frustum of cone. So for frustum of cone, we have two circular ends, one with a smaller radius and other with the larger radius. So smaller radius, say it is small r, and the larger radius, say it is capital R, and the height of this frustum, let us say, is h. So we will first find here the slant height. Now for slant height, again we will use the Pythagoras theorem. See, if I draw one horizontal perpendicular line, then this height is h and this distance is capital R minus small r. So my slant height will be capital R minus small r the whole square plus h square. This is slant height, and with the help of slant height we can find curved surface area, which is pi, in bracket we have capital R plus small r times L. So we have seen that in case the formula is pi RL, that formula you modify, it is pi in place of small r. Here we have capital R plus small r times L. And the total surface area, for total surface area we write curved surface area plus area at base, which is pi capital R square, plus area at top, which is pi small r square. And for volume we will write 1 by 3 pi capital R square plus capital R into small r plus small r square into h. You can compare these formulas with the formula of cone. Like in cone we have formula as 1 by 3 pi r square h. So in place of r square, here we have capital R square plus capital R into small r plus small r square. Similarly, in the case of curved surface area, in place of pi RL, here we have pi, in bracket we have capital R plus small r. So that r is replaced by capital R plus small r. So these are the formulas related with frustum of cone. So thank you for now. We will meet in the next lecture.